Hello, welcome to Home Practice Yoga. Got yoga that might look like it's backwards on the painting, but we're going to do a home practice here. And when you're at home, you can pause your video to stay in the pose longer than I might do it here. And even when we're continuing the poses, you might not get every pose perfectly through the practice that you're doing in your home. So one thing we're going to do from the start is grab that yoga strap, and the middle part that moves, push that up towards the front here, then insert your strap, then let that piece fall back. Yep. And then go back in, get your strap looped so then it's tight, and then you can adjust it. And we'll even leave it long so you got one big long loop. All right, I'm going to get started here. And in this practice, grab our blocks lengthwise, put it towards the back of the mat, and then second block length, but then we'll turn it horizontal. This will be for the head. So we're going to start by laying back on the block. So the first block, trying to get between the shoulder blades. So we'll feel that kind of right between the shoulder blades. Might have to adjust a couple times before you go down. And then same with the head, reach back. The head comes on that block. And there's 3 levels to the block. So you can play with that, where even sometimes you might go without the head block, might be all the way down with arms open. That's a little much for me right now. So, or you could raise the head block up to the second height of the block. That might be a good starting point from where you're at each time you come to the mat. So next option is to bring soles of the feet together, knees fall open, completely fine there. Or legs long feels good as well. So I'm going to take that inhale, fill up through the nose, big breath, exhale out of mouth. And another inhale through the nose, filling up, exhale out of mouth, let it go. Good. And then just thinking about those longer breaths. It could be a 4 count with the inhale, 4 count with the exhale as we start. And that 4 count could actually be even 5 or 6, even 7 counts as we build up. But really, just thinking about longer breaths, so longer inhale and a longer exhale than before we came to class. Good. And as we breathe here, we can even think to bring the breath in the belly first, then the chest and out. Another nice way to breathe when we're first starting off. Good. So a nice way to start our day on these blocks with longer breaths when we first come to our mat. Good. And from here, we could be in this even 2 minutes longer, as you might pause your video. You have it close to you, but for now, I'm going to move on. You bring feet up or knees together, then feet back together. So way to get out is kind of rolling over to one side, head off the block, down to that shoulder, pressing the left hand in, rising back up. Good. From here, we will remove our blocks off to the side. And then we're going to grab that strap that we put a loop in. And we have that bigger loop. And then we'll wear that strap like a hula hoop. And then have that access to the buckle. I like to have it on the right side, can be on the left side. Good. And then I'm going to lay back down, this time flat, and thinking about bringing that strap kind of what would be a bra line, not completely lower ribs, but just around those mid ribs, we'll say. Good. And then we'll bring the right ball of the foot in the strap. You can kind of adjust your strap here. So I'm going to add some length to my strap and extend that right leg up. Ball mound of the foot here, extending the leg. Good, getting a lot of leg from the strap. Good, and then left leg out long. And let's think about adding some flex, some strength to the left leg. Toes might even be pointed up. Good. And then arms open. Good, and then we'll use our breath here, in and out of the nose, and those longer breaths. Good, pressing that ball mound towards the sky. Good, that whole back of the right leg, some sensation there, which is good. Good, and like I said, we're welcome to stay in this exact pose even 10 breaths longer. Right now I'm going to add on to this pose here by turning the right toes out. A couple breaths as those right toes turn. Good. And then I'm going to add again, letting the right leg fall to the left. Good. And pausing where you feel enough sensation for today, wherever that might be for you. Good. And same thing, we could stay in here longer. And we're going to move on. Grab a strap with the left hand. Good. And then we'll bring the right leg over to the right for a few breaths on the right side. Good. Inhale back up. And then you can grab the strap with both hands. Raise the right or the left knee, foot up. Let's exchange legs here. Good. So left side could be a little different. So you might go tighter or loosen the strap. Good, and then we'll go and make our adjustments. Ball mound of the left foot, and same right leg staying a bit flexed here. And thinking about those longer breaths here. Good, and from here, I'm going to turn the left toes a little bit out to the left. Oh, which adds that sensation. It's a good sensation, but it's also can be a lot of sensation. Good, really good. And then I'm going to take that left leg out to the right on this side for a few breaths. Across to the right. Good. On an inhale, back up, and we can grab the strap with both hands as we take that left leg over to the left. Good. And back into those a bit longer breaths. And when we forget to breathe a bit longer, more consciously, that's our cue to remember to breathe with a little bit more length here. Good, and back up. Or release the left leg down and strap. Good, we'll roll to one side. We'll press a hand in. We'll come back up. Good, and then our hands and knees position. Beautiful, finding that hands and knees. Good, the shoulders under the wrists on both sides. Good, checking down. Good, getting. Now here's the thing here. Let's turn the fingers in towards the center. Middle fingers touch. Good, so then that's the length. Then we turn out, keeping the wrist there. Good. Index finger forward. Good. A nice spread, but not too wide of the fingers. Good. Knees under hips. Good. And we'll take a cat-cow, inhaling to peek up. Exhale, tuck and round. Inhale. Exhale, tuck and round. Good. Back neutral. Good. And then even a sway, peeking over the right shoulder. Left hip strap towards the left. Good. Inhale. And then peeking over that left shoulder. Other side was right. Good. We can do that at any time. Good. Let's extend the right leg back. Press the toes in the mat. Heel presses back towards the back of the room. Slight bend of the elbows here. Beautiful. Good. Pressing that heel back. The whole right leg is kind of strengthening. And I can add a little bit of movement here. Good. And then one time we'll cross the right leg across that left heel, and then we can press the right heel back. Good. And then back center, raise the right leg up in line with the right hip, and left arm reaches forward. Beautiful. Good. We'll take that inhale. Exhale, tucking around, elbow to knee. Beautiful. Inhale to come out. Exhale on our own, 4 crunches. Good. And back down. Lower here. We can always take those hip sways, even a hip circle down towards the heels in each direction at any time. Beautiful. Good. And from here, we'll extend the left leg back. Left toes press in, flexing the left heel. Good. And a few breaths, strengthening the left leg. Good. And a slight rocking back and forth if needed here. Good. And then we can extend that left leg across the right. Good. Out to the side on the left, pressing the heel back. And those longer breaths inside. Breathing in and out of the nose. Good. And back to center. Raise the left leg up. Right arm reaches forward. Good. A slight gaze forward. Inhale. Exhale, or tucking around for 4. Inhale, extends out. Exhale to tuck around. Good. And we'll lower back down. Good. And from here, curl toes under. We'll raise to down dog. Good. Finding that down dog. Let's inhale to plank pose, hands and knees. Just plank pose it is. Shoulders over wrist. Good. Getting that length of our plank. You can always bring the knees down and keep the hips in line, kind of with shoulders, so everything's there. Good. A slight bend of the elbows. Good. Plank pose. Back to down dog. Beautiful. Down dog with hips up high, bend to the knees. Good. So that length in that front body. Good. The ears are between the arms. Good. And pressing the index finger knuckle down of the hand as it likes to rise up. Good. Breathe in here, a couple of breaths. Good. Bending the knees as much as we need to. Good for that long line of the back. Beautiful. Good. And from here, inhale. We'll start to lower the hips down. Keep toes curled under. Good. Strengthen the legs. Good. Slight bend. Gazing off the tip of the nose a little forward. Good. Not looking up. Beautiful. And then back. Good. The inhale, drop forward. Slight gaze down the nose. Exhale back. Inhale. Exhale lower. Inhale back. Beautiful. From here, inhale, plank pose. Good. And then we're going to lower down to our belly. Could already be on our knees as that option to lower the knees down. I'll do it myself. Lowering down to our belly. Good. And from here, the toes come out flat, tops of the feet down. Good. And then we'll check our arms here. So thumbs kind of under that bra line again, under the elbows, checking in there. Good, forehead down. Good, and some strength in the legs, the lower body. Inhale, start to look forward, might rise up. Good, the hands are pulling a little bit back, so shoulder blades are coming on our back, squeezing together, shoulder blades squeezing together a bit here. Good, we might be up here. All these are good places to be as we breathe. Good, toes are pressing down, toes spread even in the back, like we're spreading our toes. Beautiful, lower down. Curl toes under. Good, we'll meet, raise up, maybe down dog. Either way, however we get to down dog, we'll meet in that down dog. Beautiful, finding down dog. Bent knees. Good, pressing the palms in, hands. Good, from here, inhale, plank pose. Could be on our knees, could lower the knees. I'm going to do a plank, slight bend of the elbows, take an inhale. Exhale, lower just where the elbows bend, elbows hugging in. Inhale. Good, hips are still raised. Strengthen the legs, slight bend of the elbows, gaze off tip of the nose. Good, and then back to down dog. Good, so that could have all been done on the knees or even the other pose that we were in with the belly down first. Beautiful, and we can do a few rounds of those if we want to pause our video at any time. Beautiful, down dog. And from here, we'll lower the knees back down. Good. From here, you're going to extend the right leg off the mat. Good, in line with the knee. This way, rise up. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, right hand down that right leg. Left arm up a little bit overhead as we breathe. Good, keeping the right foot flexed, hugging the ground. Beautiful. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, the left hand down to the ground. Good. And even raise the right arm towards the sky. Thumb hugs in. Raising the right leg up. Good. And then maybe we bend the right foot back. Maybe catch that right foot, opening the right shoulder. And we might flip from the outside to the inside as an option. Good. Couple breaths. Good. And good. We'll release the leg back out long, right arm up. We'll come back towards hands and knees. Beautiful. Good. Other side. Inhale to come up on knees. We'll extend that left foot out, left leg. Good. In line with the knee. Inhale, arms up. Now left arm down. Right arm over. Good. Paying attention to our neck, so that slight curve in the neck. So we might slightly look up with the eyeballs towards the right hand, but we're not straining our neck too forward or too back to look up too much or forward. Just that neutral neck position. Beautiful, longer breaths there. Good. We'll start to rise back up, left arm, and we'll extend the right leg back down. Good, but left arm up. Good, and left leg up. In line with the left hip. Good, and then might bend the heel back to reach back. Might grab that bind however we get it. And we can take the bind how we want. The left shoulder opening. Pay attention to the neck here. And we can always grab the inside of the foot ankle. Good. Even kicking kicking back and opening at the same time. So kicking that left foot into the hand, which then opens the left shoulder. On the right side, it would be opening the right shoulder. Beautiful. We'll extend limbs back out long, and we'll lower limbs back down to the ground, back to our table pose. Beautiful. Good. And from here, let's curl toes under, down dog. Good. Inhale, right leg up high behind us. Exhale, knee towards the nose. We'll step the foot up. Good. And let's bring both hands inside. Runner's lunge. Good. From here, we'll lower the left knee down. Start to turn the right foot out. Beautiful. Both hands inside. Then we're going to grab our yoga blocks, or maybe something at home that is like yoga blocks, like some books, stuff like that. So from here, we have our settings of our blocks, different heights. I'm going to start on the second height myself, and I'm going to set up 2 blocks. My elbows, forearms here, melting in. The left knee is drawing back. Good. And from here, I might add that third block to my forehead as I lower down. Good. A few breaths here. Beautiful. Good. And from here, we'll move our blocks out of the way. Hands are down. Good. Left hand plants. Right hand can come to the inside of the right knee. Can press this right knee out a bit as we keep the right foot flexed and maybe on the side of the right foot. The optional pose here. Good. And then we might slightly gaze up. And that neck position, always important. Beautiful. And then from here, we could raise that right arm up, thumb coming towards the index finger. Beautiful. And then we'll lower back down. Right leg presses back. And we'll raise the knees back to a down dog. Beautiful down dog. And we can always take that yoga push-up from plank to the yoga push-up in between when we want. Beautiful. Good. We'll inhale. Left leg raises up high. Toes point down. Take an inhale. Exhale, knee towards the nose. Round in. Step the left foot up. Right knee comes down. Both hands inside. Good. Setting up our left side here. And remember, we can always be on whatever type of height. We can even be on the highest height, kind of bowing in, left toes, left foot turning out, coming to pause down for a few breaths there. We'll be here for a few breaths. Good, and always the option to stay longer. We'll remove our blocks. Good. Right hand plants under right shoulder. We'll bring left hand to left knee, left foot out to the side, toes flexed, and we can press into that left knee slightly as we get into the left hip a bit. Good. And then maybe we raise the left arm up high for a couple breaths. Beautiful. Move our blocks out of the way for the moment. Good. We'll bring that left foot back. Good. And we'll curl toes under, down dog. And then we can always go through one of those yoga push-ups, inhaling to plank pose. Could be on our knees, elbows close to the ribs, hugs in lower where the elbows bend. Then we inhale. Good. Could be tops of the feet, keeping the hips raised, slight bend of the elbows. Good. Down the end of the nose, gaze. And flip the toes back, curl back, down dog. Beautiful down dog. A couple breaths right here in down dog. Good. And from here, we'll walk the feet and then the hands to the middle of the mat. Good. And then let's inhale, halfway lift. Good. Bend to the knees. See how we can make the back flatter if we bend the knees. Good. Exhale, fold in. Good. In back, another inhale, pressing hands into the shin, keeping the bend of the knees to make the back more flat, sticking the butt back. Exhale, fold. Good. And a third one. Inhale, bend to the knees. Fold. Good. From here, we'll round as we come up. Inhale, arms all the way up overhead. Palms come together. Can't see the palms, but then they come together through heart center. Release out. Good. And from here, we'll come to a long edge of our mat. We'll take a wider stance. Good. Not so wide, just kind of a medium wide. Good. From here, we'll inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Good. And let's walk the hands over to the left foot. Right hand will reach for that left ankle. Good. Let's keep a bend to the knees. Good. Inhale, left arm raises. Good. Bend to the knees, sticking the hips back. And that left arm opens for a few breaths. Good. That important bend of the knees as we stick the hips back and open here. Beautiful. Left arm comes down. Good. I'm just going to adjust for the camera here and show it on this side. Good. Fold in. Maybe a slight shaking of no, nodding of yes. Just nice and gentle. Good. We'll walk the hands over to the right foot. This time, the left hand to the right ankle. The bend of the knees. Inhale, right arm up towards the sky. Good. Bending both knees, sticking the hips back. Pressing the hips back as we bend those knees. Good. Like we're trying to press our butt towards an imaginary wall behind us. Good. Right arm comes down. Inhale, halfway lift, both hands on shins. Exhale, back to hands and knees position. And then we'll make the knees wider than mat. Toes come together. Hips can draw back. And we'll come to that child's pose. Beautiful. Good. We'll inhale back to hands and knees when we're ready. Good. And from here, we'll curl toes under, down dog. Beautiful down dog. Inhale, right foot steps towards right wrist. Left foot pivots flat. Good. So from here, what we're doing is it's like our feet are on train tracks. So we have space in the middle where our feet are not. So not a tight wire, not just in one line, but train tracks. So I'll go a little forward towards the camera so we can see the train track idea. Beautiful. Hands to hips. Good. So train tracks, not a tight wire where feet are in line, not this, but the train track technique. That's it. Good. Hands to hips. Good. The angle, 45-degree angle, the back left foot. Good. And pressing that outside edge of the left foot, strengthening the whole left leg. Good. Hips are squaring, bend in the right knee. Good. Arms rise. Warrior one. Good. And a few breaths in and out of the nose. And then if we get into this part of practice, we could think about the lower belly hugging in as we breathe. So hugging in that low belly, breathing in and out of the nose as we tone that low belly, breathing in and out of the nose. Beautiful. Good. We'll take an inhale here. Exhale. Place the hands back. We can lower through that yoga push-up, or we can always skip it. We had enough for today. Beautiful. Inhale. Left foot steps up. Good. So we're on the train tracks this time. Other right leg. Good. So I'm going to turn the mat towards the camera for some of these poses. Beautiful. Our train tracks. Hands start at the hips. Left foot forward this time. Good. Right foot, that 45-degree angle, pressing through the outside edge of the right foot, strengthening the leg. Hips squaring, bend in the left knee here. Arms rise. Beautiful. Good. Pressing the chin a little bit back so there's that curve in the neck as we look gaze forward. Good. The shoulders away from the ears as we breathe. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale. Plant hands back. Step back. We can lower through a yoga push-up plank, or we'll meet back, hands and knees. Beautiful. Good. And from here, hands and knees, curl toes under, down dog. And let's walk the hands back to the feet. Good. And let's bring the feet, big toes together to touch. Good. And from here, drop the seat. Lower the seat, bend the knees. Good. And let's interlace hands under the chin. Good. Pressing the hips, the butt back towards a wall, like we were pressing our butt cheeks on a wall. Good. Elbows out. Good. Inhale. Rise up, keeping the hips low. Good. Then inhale, rise all the way up. We can straighten the legs. Good, so we'll go into that pose from standing here. Good, so I'm going to turn for a side view. Good, we'll bring big toes together. There can be a little separation in the heels, but big toes together, touch here. Keeping that interlace. Good, and from here, take an inhale. Exhale, start to bend the knees, pressing the hips back towards that imaginary wall. Good, as we lower, see as low as we can go. Here, pressing those hips towards an imaginary wall. Good, on an inhale, we'll rise back up. Good, reach arms up. Good, gaze up. And then arms lower out to the side, back here. So, good, and from here, we'll come back to the back of the mat. Inhale, arms rise. Good, slight gaze up. Exhale to fold over long legs. Inhale, rise, bend to the knees, hands to shins. Exhale, walk hands back to down dog. Find ourselves back in that down dog. Beautiful. With an inhale, we'll step the right foot up. Good. Crescent warrior. From here, same thing with the train tracks, but the back heel's lifted. So that back heel is lifted behind us. So toes pressing in, still strengthen that whole left leg. Beautiful. Good. Finding ourselves in this crescent warrior. Strengthen that whole left leg. And I'll give you a little side view here. Doing great. Doing really good. Good. So that whole strength, pressing that whole strength of that left leg into that left hip socket. Good. Hands can always come to hips. Good. Arms rise. Beautiful. Good. Crescent warrior. Good. And from crescent warrior, hands come to hips. Good. Maybe we lower the left knee down. Good. We bring hands to the ground for now. Good. Left foot comes back flat. Good. And from here, we can drag the left knee, kneecap a little forward as we lunge a little into this right knee. Good. Then crescent on the ground, grounded crescent here. Good. Left foot flat, flexed, left leg as we breathe. Good. And maybe a slight back bend. Slightly gazing up, but the chin is pressing in, so not tilting up, but a slight gaze as we back bend from the back. Good. Pressing the right heel down. Beautiful. Lower the hands back. Curl the left toes under, raise the left knee. Back down dog. Doing great. Good. And from here, we'll inhale. The left foot steps up for our crescent warrior. Inhale, both arms up. Good. Our crescent warrior here. Good. We can always bring hands to hips to start to strengthen that right leg. Very strong. Good. We'll lower hands down. Lower that right knee down. That back foot comes flat behind us. Good. Hands can even come on top of the knee to start. Good. Some strength, some lunging in, dragging the right kneecap a little forward so we're not on top of the right kneecap. Good. And then might even be good here. This we can do on both sides, holding the hands to the top of the thigh. Good, and that option to raise both arms up. Good, and we'll lower hands down. Good, back to hands and knees. Good, and from here, we're going to be coming into back to down dog. Good. So back to down dog. Inhale, curl toes under, down dog. Good, and from here, we'll come back to hands and knees. Maybe you want to sway the hips out again. Good, and from here, take an inhale, exhale out of the mouth. Good. And finding ourselves in that hands and knees position. Good, hands and knees here. Just step the right foot up. Good, so from here, the right heel in line with the left knee. So in line, trying to line back on our mat. Now, that left foot and shin comes out to the side. Good, so find ourselves here with that right heel in line with left knee here. Good, right hand, top of right knee, left hand to left hip. Beautiful. And from here, take an inhale, raise the left arm up. Exhale, the right hand slides down that right shin towards the ankle, thumb to the inside of the ankle, the arm to the inside of the right knee. Beautiful. Might be good here with that left arm up, or the left arm starts to come over towards the left ear, palm facing down. Good. And a few breaths here. Good. The right knee might kind of relax into that right arm, and the right arm is pressing back to keep that right knee open, to keep it in line. As you take a few breaths, good, breathing along the left side, that left side body as we breathe. Beautiful. Left arm up. We'll start to rise up. We'll come back. Table pose, hands and knees. Inhale. The left foot steps up. Good. Now the other side, setting up. Left heel, right knee. Good. Right hand to right hip. Good. And from here, we'll raise the right arm up. Left hand starts to lower. Left thumb to left inner ankle. The left arm is on the inside, keeping that left knee open. Right arm up, slight gaze. Beautiful. And from here, maybe the right arm comes a little bit overhead, a little bit towards the front. Beautiful. And right arm up. And we'll come back. Table pose. Good. Any of these poses we can use at any time. We can fast forward through our video. Good. And from here, down dog. Back in it. Inhale the right foot forward. Back foot pivots flat this time. our warrior two. So actually I'll show you on from the middle. Good, so this time the right heel is in line with the middle arch of the left foot. So it's a line there. So now hands to hips, sticking the hips a little bit back, bend in the right knee, right heel in line with that left inner arch. Warrior two, arms open, palms down. Good, and from here, we might feel a hugging in sensation, zipping up, or pressing the foot out, kind of both, or that middle place where we're kind of hugging in, but not too much, but pressing out. So that middle area right here. Good, a few breaths. Good, inhale, left arm comes forward, lower both hands, plant. We can lower through a yoga push-up or back to down dog. Good, finding ourselves back in a down dog. Inhale, step the left foot up, right foot pivots flat, right arm opens to the back. How we get into warrior two. Good, so we have that alignment. Good, so could be zipping up a little, pressing out, that middle ground. Hands can always come to hips. Good, arms rise. That gaze off the hand that's forward on the side, the left. Beautiful. Good, using our breath. Good, we'll take an inhale. Exhale, right arm comes forward, down. Left foot steps back. We might lower through that yoga push-up. And back to down dog. Good, and let's walk the hands back of the mat. That inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Good, inhale, arms circle up overhead. Good, palms come together through heart center. Releasing palms open. Beautiful. Good, and from here, hands to hips. Good, from here we're going to take an inhale and step the right foot forward. Good, and then the left foot comes parallel with the back edge of the mat. Parallel with the back edge of the mat. Good, that right heel dissecting that back middle arch. Good, the right leg comes towards straight. Good, arms come out to a T. Good, take an inhale. Exhale, right arm comes out towards the front like a string is pulling you towards the front. Hand comes down to the shin. Left arm up. Good, left thumb in towards the left index finger. Good, slight micro bend to the right knee. Beautiful. That slight micro bend to that right knee. Good, taking some breaths here. And with our hips, our pelvis, there's actually two parts to the pelvis where you can kind of squeeze your pelvis together. A slight drawing in of the pelvis as we breathe. Good. A few breaths here. Good, and we'll reverse our way out. Inhale, right arm up, and then we'll turn the right foot in, step the right foot back, hands come back down. Good, equal standing pose. Good, even a pose in itself, a mountain pose, palms might even open. Good, noticing our right and left side and trying even to equal out both sides, right and left. Just thinking about that as we stand. Beautiful. Good. Still with our breath. Those longer breaths. We take that inhale, hands to hips, exhale. Take an inhale. Exhale, step the left foot out. Big step. Back foot pivots parallel. Starting to straighten that left leg. Inhale, both arms out. Good. Take an inhale. Exhale, drawing that string, the left hand coming towards the front, drawing down. Slight micro bend to the left knee. Right arm up. Good. And we may think about squeezing the pelvis together, those two parts of the pelvis a little bit together, as we imagine that as we use our breath, those longer inhales and exhales. Beautiful. Right hand comes back to right hip. Inhale, left arm back up. Pivot, left foot back towards the right. Good. And we'll inhale, step back towards back of the mat. Mountain pose. Beautiful. Inhale, arms up, gaze up. Exhale, fold over straight legs. Inhale, halfway lift the shins. Bend to the knees. Exhale, walk the hands, table pose, hands and knees. Beautiful. Good. And from here, I'm going to go into our pigeon variation. Good. So we'll bring the right knee towards the right wrist. Right foot starts to come out. Good. It can stay on an angle towards the left. Good. And from here, that left leg comes towards straight behind us. Good. And then we might be good here. We're folding over the right knee at that angle. So not coming parallel with the right shin, but giving that angle and then folding in, maybe even using our blocks. Good for this variation. Good. We might just fold in. Good. So all sensation in the right hip. Beautiful. And we'll be here for a few breaths. I'm just going to offer, we could pause here and be in this for 20 breaths to 30 breaths. I'm just going to offer a couple other variations of the same pose. So another variation, lean towards the right hip, bring the shin parallel, bring the left knee towards the left and out. This is more of a deer variation. So then we would come towards the right shin, keeping the right toes flexed, left knee is over here. Good. And then we could bring a block good under our right side, whichever height, and then we might fold our head onto the block over the right knee, maybe left hand to right foot. Good. Another variation here. Good. So whichever variation we choose, we might just be in the pose, not listening to the variation that I'm offering here. Beautiful. Good. Good. Another variation is that pigeon pose with the left leg back behind us. The left thigh comes onto a block in that low setting. Shin not parallel, but the angle to the shin. Then we come forward, maybe head to a block or down. Good. Maybe the chest comes to the second block. Good. Really beautiful variation here. So block on that left thigh where it's straight behind us. The right knee comes forward. Good. Wherever we are. We could even rise up for a few breaths here. Good. So all the same thing on that right hip with multiple variations. And even give you one more variation that if you go to your back and you cross the right heel over the left knee. So this is the back variation of that. Then you could bring hands underneath the thigh, keeping the toes flexed, pressing the right knee towards the front. Good. So this is a great variation without even worrying about those other variations I gave you. And this is, in some of these variations, you can pause the video so you can be in the sensation for 30 breaths on your own or so. Good. So we have all those variations of that right side pigeon. Good. So I'm just going to switch it out here on the left side. So the same variations that you would change that on the left side. I'm just going to do the basic pigeon on the left. You had those other variations on the other side that you could do on the left, how you want to do them. So I'm just going to take this pigeon pose for myself on the left for my 30 breaths, and you take your variation of any of those pigeon pose, whether it be on the back or those other ones with the block under the thigh. Good. And we'll start to rise back up. Can bring the right leg around. Good. And then we'll find ourselves back on our hips. Good. And from here, we're going to try fun boat pose of the yoga boat. So good. Feet are out. We'll bring hands underneath the thighs. Good. Maybe spread apart. We'll tilt back. Good. Tilting back. Actually, I'll turn to the side for you here. So good. Hands coming under. Tilting back, keeping that line of energy. And we're back. Then maybe the feet rise. Good. Maybe we start to point the toes towards the front. Good. Great here. Can always try boat pose here or arms up. Pressing, strengthening the legs, pressing the toes towards the front. Or we're always good here. Couple breaths. Boat pose. wherever we are. Good. In boat pose, we usually do 3 rounds. Good. Sometimes we come into that low boat. Good. Nothing's touching. Then we rise up. High boat. Even arms up. Oh, some shake and bake. Good. And then we can bring the knees in. Good. And maybe we walk the feet out a little. Whew. Oh, yeah. Good. Our boat pose. Good. So we'll go back into it. Good. Our starting position. This might be good. Feet on the ground. Tilting back. I feel a lot right here. Pulling a little bit part of the thighs. Good. Some breaths here. Face, head, chin forward. Good. A few breaths here is still a lot of stuff happening. Good. And then you have the option to raise the leg up, pressing, pointing the toes forward. Good. And then even that other option. Good. And maybe that low boat back to high boat. Oh, then we hug the knees, top of the knees. Beautiful. Good. And then can even take a third round. Might have skipped it. Good. So start an option here of another core movement here. Good. So we'll lay flat. We'll grab that block. Good. Long ways here. So extending arms back. Good. And from here we'll take an inhale. Exhale. Rise up. Legs up. Good. Block comes to the feet. Exchange. Then lower all the way down. Good. Inhale. Rise. Exchange the block. Block exchange here. Good. So inhale to the feet. Block exchange. Rise up with the shoulders, hands, arms lower. Exhale. Exchange the block. Okay, we'll have to block to the side. As many of those as you want. We'll hug the knees in. Good. Pause here. Beautiful. Good. We'll roll to one side. We'll draw ourselves back up. Good. And then from here, we'll come back to the hands and knees. Good. And then we'll grab 2 of our blocks. We'll come towards a puppy dog pose. So, good. Knees under the hips. Good. And then I'm going to extend the blocks out a bit and bring forearms to the blocks. Good. So then the chest starts to lower. So that curve in the spine. Forehead might come down between the blocks, or even on a third block where it's just the forehead. Good. And we can draw. Good. Draw the forearms back, the elbows. Good. Fingertips can place a little bit into the ground, into the mat. You can draw. Good. Draw the chest a little bit down or a little bit back towards the hips. Getting a little bit of a stretch in the shoulders. Beautiful. And then we'll rise back up. Good. And then we'll just swing the feet back out. We'll come back down to our hips. And then we're going to lower back down to our back. Keep a block handy. Good. To our back. And then feet plant. And good. Shoulder blades draw a little bit underneath. And then we'll bring, good. I'll turn to the side so we can bring a block, the low setting. Let it rest here, drawing the shoulders down, or the middle, tucking shoulder blades underneath. We rest here. Good. Or highest height. Good. On the sacrum, so where this block is underneath. Good. Shoulders draw underneath. Good. Keeping a little curve in the neck here. Good. And a few breaths here. Good. And then we'll remove the block. We'll lower the hips. And then from here, I have an option of raising the hips back up, interlacing the hands, drawing, walking the shoulders in a little. Good. Pressing the chest a little forward, little back bend here. A couple breaths, keeping that curve in the neck. That slight curve for a few breaths. Beautiful. We'll lower down. Good. And then from here, let's do this. Back center of the mat. Good. And let's open arms out to a T. Draw the knees in. Let the knees fall over to the right. Good. As the gaze falls to the left. Beautiful. And then we'll bring the head back. Inhale, the knees up. We'll let the knees fall over to the left, other side as we open. Good. Gaze to the right. Good. And then we'll bring the knees back up, coming to our resting pose, our corpse pose, so Shavasana pose, extending the legs long. Good. Even removing the butt cheek, the flesh a little bit wide, extending strength in the heels. Good. And then letting that stay. Then using the elbows to walk, get some extension, the back, the upper body back towards the back, then opening the arms. Then we'll let the legs relax. We'll take an inhale, fill up. Exhale out of mouth. Good. One more inhale. Exhale out of mouth. Good. Our final resting pose. Good. We'll be here for about 5 minutes in this pose. Good. And from here, and start to wiggle fingers and toes, even circling wrists and ankles. Good. Inhale, arms up overhead. Good. And then we'll bring the knees back up. We'll roll to one side and then use a hand to press in, not disturbing the chest, the front body as we come back up to seated. Good. And then we can come to a cross-legged seated. We could close the practice right here, do a namaste. If we're taking that shavasana, fine to do it there. Here's another option for the home practice is you can add this on after the rest pose, or you can even skip that rest pose and then you want to go on with your day because you took this class in the morning. Instead of doing the shavasana, you can do this pose. So you can sit on a block, knees back, and it's a breath of fire pose, good for detoxification and bringing energy up from the root. So what we do is we're going to bring arms up and bring thumbs together, and create little cups with the hands. So little cups, you hold that overhead towards each other. Good. So that curve in the spine. Good. We're going to take the inhale, fill up. Exhale halfway breath down, pause. Then you're going to exhale all the way down, all the breath out. And then you're going to start to pump your belly as you breathe in and out of your nose. You're just trying to get all the air out. So you just keep exhaling through your nose like so the air keeps pressing out. The air comes in automatically and you just keep pressing out. So it's 100 breaths, 100 exhales through the nose. So basically you're just exhaling, the air's coming in on its own. So inhale, arms up, the cups with the hands. We take the inhale, exhale halfway, then all the way, exhale the rest of the way, and then the pumping, 100 breaths. So the belly's pumping. Good. Inhale up. Hands come together. Release down. Good. Hands come to heart, pressing the palms together, elbows out. Take an inhale. Namaste. Good. Thank you for joining us in this home practice where we can pause the video anytime to be in the pose longer and even skip poses if we're going all the way through. Remember, the pose is going to look different than what I'm doing a little bit because the body type's different, or we're stiff, or we're just starting off. And we'll see you next time in the next video.